Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your December 2023 Astro-Tarotscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. Though if you're only going to watch one, make sure it's for your ascendant because these are based on the astrology. They're likely to be the most accurate. With that said, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So I'm going to pop these to the side. Those will be for your moons and these will be for your reading. So the first transit that I want to look at for you over the course of December is on the 3rd of December. Venus, the lady of love, harmony, pleasure, diplomacy, skills, attraction and all of that, the relationship energy as well, is in the sign of relating, which is Libra, which for you is in your 11th house. And then you've got Pluto in your 2nd house of money, finances and resources. It's really doing its sort of the last mop up. Because in January, Pluto's going to enter Aquarius, and on top of that, yes, it will re-enter Capricorn for like 2 months of 2024, but then that's it, we're done, right? So this really is, consider this like the mop-up. Now, Venus and Pluto are in a square configuration, right? So Venus is in her own sign, so she's stronger than Pluto here, but this is still a power struggle of some sort that's likely to show up at this time. It could be around friendships and financial matters. Maybe one of you's always footing the bill and somebody kind of feels a bit resentful about it. It is a possibility that that might come up. So I will say just kind of take that as a consideration. All right, like just watch out for it because it could come up and it could create a problem. Since Pluto is still in your 2nd house of money, finances and resources, it could also be that you maybe feel a bit like you're being taken advantage of via a friend or even a social group of some sort that you're connected to. Now, because your 11th house is also your future goals, aspirations and plans, it's possible that you might start to see, okay, yes, this is where I absolutely want to go, but you start to realize that it's actually going to cost you financially a lot more than you realized initially, right? Remember, Pluto shows up in a way as well that feels like it's out of your control or out of your hands. So there's something around the financial aspect of this that maybe doesn't feel like, you can really do anything about it. The 11th house is benefactors, groups, associations and friends. So you might also see the value of something here, but it's almost like you look at it and you say, okay, you know what, yes, I can see the value, but the price is just not right for me at this moment in time. For this, you have the King of Swords, you have the Page of Pentacles, and you have the Three of Pentacles. To say that there's something in this about a stretch goal, that feels kind of evident to me as well. So your King of Swords is usually an Aquarius, Gemini or Libra male. That being said, because they come up with the Page of Pentacles, this actually does suggest that there's something here that you are unaware of. There's some kind of new information or new knowledge around a future goal, aspiration or dream that basically says you're going to need to level up in order to make this thing a possibility or a probability for yourself. So look, there are potentially some tough conversations to be had around money and finances, but in the long run, this could actually really work out for you if you're willing to kind of have those tough conversations. All right, so I'm going to pop those to the side. The next transit that I want to look at for you is Venus is then going to enter Scorpio, which for you is your 12th house. Right, so Venus coming into the 12th house, look, the lady of luck, pleasure, harmony comes into your 12th house. This could be great for your sex life, just calling it what it is, right? Because the 12th house is bed pleasures. It's where you sleep. It's your boudoir, darling. So Venus coming into that space is an energy of attraction. Venus for you also rules your 6th house. and your 11th house. So this could be a work connection. For those of you that are single, maybe you're meeting somebody through work or in a really very local place in some regard, or somewhere that you frequent quite often. Now, because it's the 12th house as well, this could be really great. If you've had any problems or challenges or issues with sleeping, this actually bodes very well for you moving forward, even though it's not like a communicative energy as such. I see this as like the next 3 or 4 weeks as Venus moves through this space for you. It's definitely an opportunity where you're able to kind of get along, or even like you're like, yeah, maybe like you're having insights or input of a spiritual nature or of a psychic nature through your dreams, because the 12th house is your dreams, it's your sleep, right? So Venus being there is going to bring nice dreams, pleasant dreams, but also it will give you the ability to envision things around your longer term goals and aspirations, or even with your work. So ask those questions before you go to sleep. Now, Venus, as she comes into the sign of Scorpio, is immediately going to set up a trine to Saturn, right? So even though Venus doesn't necessarily do great in the sign of Scorpio, she's already getting a stabilizing influence here from Saturn, which is great, right? Excuse me. What I love about this for you actually is one, the Pisces energy represents your home, right? So this means that your foundation, or certainly your emotional foundations, are strong enough to bear the weight of the ideas that come through for you. It could also be there's moments that you get gifts or blessings for past deeds, because the 12th house is the past as well. And also, Saturn for you rules your second house of money and finances, and also your third house. So there's definitely some kind of communicative element to this, even if it's not necessarily coming from Venus. This potentially as well, actually, because there's an energy of Mercury in your second house of finances as well. Where are you, you little blighter? Here, which is setting up a sextile to both of these. So there's potentially a financial opportunity as well that comes up, especially if you work from home or with homes as well. As if that wasn't enough, in the background of all of this, there's a grand Earth trine at this time, which is actually quite nice. Now, the thing that I do want to mention next, no, before we get to that, your cards. So for this, you've got the Seven of Cups, the Judgment card. Mind your business, Siri. No one's talking to you. The Seven of Cups, the Judgment card, and the Queen of Swords. So earlier we had the King of Swords. Now we've got the Queen of Swords. This Venus moving through the 12th house transit for you, especially because it sets up straight away with that trine to Saturn. The Seven of Cups with the Judgment card, this is you starting to get really very honest and actually very clear with yourself about what needs to go, what you need to release from your past, what self-illusory tendencies need to be let go of, because the 12th house is self-sabotaging tendencies, interestingly enough. And this suggests that you are letting something go here. You're letting go of a big sort of hang-up or hold-up that really has stopped you or hindered you in some way, shape or form from moving forward. I really like that, because the Judgment card is a grand clearing of the deck. So it's like whatever you release now, not only does Venus make it easy for you to release it, but you're doing it in a way where it's actually going to be permanent. Now, this with the Queen of Swords and the Judgment card, that's likely to be an older family member that maybe comes up to give you a challenge of some sort, because we're talking about the 12th house here as well. This could be a past loved one who is in the spirit realm, who comes to you through a dream, who comes to you and gives you some kind of message, some kind of insight. Maybe they are the person that's telling you this is what you need to release, this is what you need to let go of. And because it's the Queen of Swords, it might be something that you've actually been battling with for quite a while. I love this. I'm totally here for it. It's powerful, I will say, so just be mindful. All right, so the next transit that we're going to look at for you is Mercury going retrograde in that second house of money and finances. It will come back as part of that transit into your first house, because it comes back into Sagittarius, where it's going to set up a conjunction configuration that we'll talk about shortly. So on the 14th, that's on the 5th of the month, the Venus enters Scorpio. On the 14th of the month, Mercury is going to go retrograde in the sign of Capricorn, so in your second house of money. It's the last retrograde of the year. It will come back into your own sign, right? So this is you rethinking your personal values and even your sense of financial freedom, what that actually looks like or means to you. It then gets to where you rethink your own ideas of yourself, and as well, because that comes into the first house, right? So you're rethinking not only your values, which is the second house, but also your money. But you're rethinking yourself, redefining yourself, and it might see you looking at where you have exaggerated something about your own outlook. Mercury for you rules the 7th house of your relationships and your 10th house of career, which means you might get a really deep insight now into how these things can be really helpful for you, so your relationships or your career, but it's maybe that you're able to finally see yourself through the eyes of other people, and that's going to see you shift and change your self-worth, right? So I actually love this. I think this Mercury retrograde, even though Mercury doesn't necessarily do great in Sag, sorry to say, but it doesn't, just because it's an opposite energy to what Mercury is about. You've got the Empress. I see a little glow up in your future, Sagittarius. Okay, I'm here for it. So you got this with the Four of Pentacles, particularly around your physical health and vitality. And for those of you that are hoping to lose weight, for those of you that are hoping to embark on some kind of glow up, that's all I can say here, right? On a physical sort of health and vitality level, this is a glow up. So if you're watching this and you're thinking, well, I'm already pretty slim, I don't need to lose any weight, this could be where you hit the gym and you start to tone, and you know, you come out with that superhero physique. Like you could start working towards something like that. For those of you that are, you know, calorically challenged. That includes me, by the way. So before anyone else starts getting on the, I can't believe you just said that. Like, that includes me. I'll be on this journey with you as well. Sorry, but I couldn't help myself. And, you know, the other thing is as well, the Four of Pentacles is a money card. And because this retrograde starts in your second house, this could be you having a financial glow up as well. It will require thought. It will require planning. But listen, I'm here for it. Okay, so love, love, love that for you. And then finally, the last transit that I want to look at is on the 27th, Mercury comes into a conjunction with Mars, and both of these are going to square Neptune in Pisces, right? Before we get into that, your year ahead overview, so for the numerological overview that I've been doing now for the last 4 years, can you believe it, is up and out there for your viewing pleasure on my YouTube channel. Your life path year ahead tarot scopes are up and out there. You can check it all out. They're all in a playlist. There's a video that will show you how to calculate your life path. There's a video that will show you how to calculate your personal year, and there are corresponding personal year videos as well as the 2024 breakdowns, right? If you want to get your Astro-Tarotscopes, so basically this for the whole year, plus a 12-month tarot breakdown, you can get those for $7.99 a piece. They are $49.99 for the bundle, and this year I wanted to go above and beyond, so I created the New Year, New Frequency. This is a short energy work based mini course that you can complete in around 3 to 4 days. This is going to help you really get rid of the fears, the emotions, the challenges, the hang-ups and hold-ups that are likely to trip people up in 2024. Trust me, I worked my butt off on this, and I am so proud of it. Like, I have to say, and I was really proud of Mindset Magic, and I still am, but I have to say, this is probably the best thing I've ever created. And I maybe I'm biased, but I'm really proud of it. There are a few, I think there's about 3, maybe 4 at this point, coupon codes out there. Check out the YouTube community tab to get the code. Outside of that, I really hope that they serve you well. Now, for your final transit, Mercury retrograde conjuncts Mars. These are happening in your first house, right? So this is you. So your cognitive function at this time, and also your anger, your irritation, your energy, your passion, your desire, might be at an all-time high at this moment. Because it's in a square to Neptune, and as if that wasn't enough, at the same time as this, we've got a full moon happening in Cancer, right? So just know that this is going to be quite an intense energy, right? And because of this square here, Neptune clouds things, right? It puts the fog on, it makes things unclear, it makes things somewhat nebulous. Mercury retrograde can be a time for miscommunication, so there's a possible moment here. Neptune in Pisces is tears, right? It's where something could literally, the fire and heat of Mars, the water and the Neptune energy, something could boil over here. And because the Neptune energy is in the 4th house, this could be around home, family, property, real estate. Because this 4th house is your deep emotional self as well. Somebody could say something to you and you completely misread it or misunderstand it, and you could just absolutely go off. This is a little bit more saggy, you know, you might be feeling that saggy fire a little more than usual. Mars rules your 12th house, and it also rules your 5th house as well. Mercury's already detrimented in your sign, and so communication isn't flowing as well as we would like it to. Add to that the square to Neptune, it could be that you really are mishearing something, or you're not seeing it as clearly as maybe you need to understand what's really being said. Add to that the full moon, emotions are going to be very high for everybody at the moment, so just keep that in mind. For this, you got the 10 of Pentacles, but your money's good. You've got this with the Knight of Wands. I love that. And the World card. So for a lot of you, you may have some big goal, plan, or desire that you have for your family, for what you want to do with the people that you live with, or maybe where you want to take your home. For a lot of you, this might be that you actually want to do some kind of travel. So maybe you say to your partner, right, next year we're going on a holiday to, you know, I don't know, wherever, some obscure location, and your partner's like, well, we haven't got the money for it. How are we going to afford that? Da, 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 da. And you're just like, you know what? Please bore someone else with your questions and considerations. We're doing this. This is what I want to do, and this, I'm going to make it happen. There's nothing wrong with that. If they kind of make a throwaway comment about, you know, a pie in the sky sort of idea, or, well, it's not very clear and you never plan these things properly, let it go. All right, let it go. Let it go, because otherwise it's going to become a problem. All right, because with this energy, the chances are, I think around this 27th mark, I think we're going to be hearing a lot about, oh, you know, family blew up and Christmas and blah, da, 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 da. I don't think it will happen on Christmas Day, luckily enough, but I do feel like around that time, you know, the 27th, it's going to be quite intense. All right, so on the 12th of the month, we have a new moon in the sign of Sagittarius. So this is your new moon for the year. What intentions are you setting for yourself? What do you want or feel like you want to create with the year ahead? Oh, also forgot to mention, for those of you that are celebrating your birthday this month, happy damn birthday to you. I truly hope you have a wonderful solar return. Remember to fill the day of your birthday with a little bit of all of those good things that you want in your life for the year ahead. All right, so for this new moon message, you have the gate 48 and depth. I think this is what you're really being encouraged and asked to kind of do, all right? Like, I actually think in a lot of ways, the new moon in your sign is asking you to find your depth. You're known for your breadth. You're known for those big sort of lofty goals. You're known for those really broad-minded, powerful horizon-like insights. Now it's time for you to find your hidden depth. Now it's time for you to start really thinking about specialization. All right. Now, if you haven't seen the year ahead overview for the numerology year that's going to be the 2024 as an 8 year, watch it. I promise you, you will get so many chunks of wisdom out of, even if I do say so myself, right, but you'll get so many nuggets of wisdom that you as a Sagittarius can actually put into practice, right? It's going to help you take all of that you are and turn it into, you know, you've got that arrow, right? And that's the thing. Like, instead of focusing on the arrow going out there into the world and conquering the world and all of that, why not focus it and hone it so you can say, okay, I don't necessarily want this to fly far. I want it to hit a bullseye. All right, that's the difference here. That's what I think this new moon is going to really try to show you. And then for your full moon on the 26th of the month in the sign of Cancer, in your 8th house. Ooh, 8th house new moon, 8th house full moon, should I say? You have the gate 52 and stillness, right? The 8th house is a conflict and or crisis house, but it's also an occult house. This means that you could have some very powerful, deep psychological shift take place around this full moon. It could see you a lot more pensive, maybe a lot more reflective about a really deep matter in your life. And it also could be that you have a very heightened intuitive faculty at this time. So I will say definitely pay attention to your dreams, but if you have some time or some space, do some deep meditation or contemplation. All right. I really think it would serve you very well. Okay. With that said, whatever you do or don't celebrate, from my heart to yours, thank you so much for all of your support, for all of your help, for all of your comments, your likes, shares, subscribes, whether it's Yule, whether it's Hanukkah, whether it's Kwanzaa or Christmas. I truly hope you have a wonderful holiday season. Thank you so much. Take care, and I'll see you soon.